what does it look like to go from being interested in something to being invested or committed to it? That is what I'm going to be talking about on this episode of the Christian Life Coach Podcast. So, welcome to the Christian Life Coach Podcast. I am Shanna, your Christian Life Coach. Welcome in. This is episode 77. What? Oh my word. That is crazy to me. Also, just in case you're watching on the video, I just have to show you this. I went away for the weekend and my husband is very crafty and he made me this lights up as a battery on the back. So what I'm holding up is this cute little wooden plaque that my husband bought and he customized. He has the best printing. He wrote Shanna Pizer Coaching with my logo and he glitterized it. He just had so much fun. And he added a little shelf in my closet office. So if you want to see that, oh, I'll probably end up posting a picture of it too, but you have to go over and watch the video. So welcome to August 2026. I have no notes. I have no notes for this episode. So you may be excited about that, or you may decide to shut me down. I don't know. But when I do these episodes where I don't have teaching notes, it's kind of like being in a coaching call with me. I will be really focused and then I will go, show you my picture hanging on my wall or my cute little sign. So last week I talked about on the previous episode 76, I talked about the difference between being interested in something and being invested or committed to it. And first of all, when I send out an email to my email list each time a podcast comes out. And I realized as I was typing out the email, I forgot to mention something so important last week. The reason that last week's episode even happened was I was talking to a client in a call one day, and she had just been really focused on why she wasn't exercising. She's working towards her personal training certification. And she just kept saying, I just can't get myself to do this. Why can't I get myself to work out every day? And so we would kind of we talked about it several times. And we tried to set it up so that she was setting herself up for success, all of these things. And one day she was talking about it again. And I was like, I heard about this concept in the book Inner Size by, oh my goodness, totally blank, John Assaraf. And it's in the very beginning of the book, I think. And he talks about the difference between being interested in something and committed to it. So maybe you're just interested, you just haven't committed to it. And we had a conversation about that concept. And to this point, I do believe that was in June sometime. And I believe up until at least the end of July, she had been on her treadmill every single day since we had that conversation. So this, take note. If there is something that you keep thinking that you should be doing and wondering why you're not doing it, perhaps you are interested in doing it. You have just not yet committed to it. You have not invested yourself, your time, your money, your energy, whatever it is that's required in order to do that thing. So, as I was recording the podcast last week, I mentioned, and I actually pulled it out as a reel. Oh man, not gonna lie, it feels very vulnerable to talk about. I at the very beginning of my coaching journey, the first time I ever invested money in coaching was a weight loss coaching program, a membership. And I was diligent, I was dedicated, I was committed, I was invested, I was focused. And through that coaching program, using those tools and the mindset tools and the following the plan, which was totally like just this is how I want to live my life, still is. Um, I lost 82 pounds. It took just under a year, and I felt amazing. I looked amazing. I felt amazing. I had so much energy. It did not feel hard to do it to me at all. Like it was fantastic. And my thought was, this is it. I've lost my weight for the last time. And if you go back on my social media, I will tell you, I can teach you how to lose weight for the last time, which is true as long as you stay committed to your health and wellness journey as a lifelong um, practice. What happened with me is we moved. I had a new job. We were house hunting. I was working on my coaching practice, and my health and wellness practice got overlooked. I became very passive with the way that I was eating, the way that I was moving, all of the things, and have gradually gained um, enough of the weight back to not be super comfortable. So, anyway, but I keep writing down. I have my habit tracker, and my habit tracker always has the habits that that are important in being at the weight that I want to be. And what I recognized was that I was not committed to it. I was not invested in it anymore. I was interested. I am interested in getting back down to a certain weight and a certain size clothes. I have not been invested in it. And so I decided after last week's podcast, to be honest, okay, I want to be invested again. I want to invest in this, and I want this to be a lifelong thing that I am invested and committed to. So then what? And also, I want to say, if like we can be interested in so many things, we can be interested in a lot of different things. And when we're interested in them, we might consume content about it. We might listen to podcasts, watch shows, read about it, talk about it, do some investigation and research, and enjoy those things, which is totally fine. Not a problem at all. It's when you are holding yourself accountable for doing things at a committed level when you're really just interested in it. That's when there is incongruency. That's when you're out of alignment, and it might look like negative self-talk when you go to put on a pair of pants that get too tight, thinking I shouldn't be this weight, these pants should be tight, shouldn't be tight, whatever, when really you just haven't been committed to that part of your life. You've just been interested in it. So anyway, I decided that I am recommitting, I am reinvested in my health and wellness and physical fitness level and the size of my body. I want it to be smaller. And that is not a problem, people. That is not a problem if you want to lose weight and feel better. So then what? Okay, I recognize, Shanna, you haven't really been committed to this. You haven't really been interested, no matter how much you talk about it, or you haven't been invested, no matter how much you talk about it and think about it. You have only been interested. You have only been at the interest level. And I decide, okay, I'm ready. I'm recommitting. Then what do I do? What do I do from there? And I'm going to tell you what I did. So I already know, like I have all of the tools in my toolbox, but the toolbox has been collecting dust, in the garage because I have not been invested in using them. So what I did first was, coincidentally, it was the beginning of a new month. So I decided what are the practices in this thing that I'm committed to. And in this instance, it is, um, I mean, it basically comes down to losing weight, but within losing weight, there are a lot of elements. So what is it? What are the practices that I'm committing to that are going to contribute to the loss of weight? And so I decided what those are for me, the things that I am going to do consistently. And I set up my habit tracker. And some of those, the top section is the weight loss. The middle section is just kind of general stuff. And then I want to create something every day. So I have my habit tracker set up. I crossed out the first 2 days because that's when I set it up I set it up yesterday on August 3rd. Today is August 4th, and I haven't gone through, but I will go through. And I do believe that I get hearts. I use hearts. I do believe I get hearts on all of those things from yesterday. So I set up my habit tracker. And if you don't have this, you can get my habit tracker. I ripped this one out of my planner. You can get this by going to the podcast resources link, and you can find it in the podcast resources folder and download yours and get it. And it has spots for the habits that you want to track. It has you write down your 90-day goal. What is your 90-day goal? And then break that down into a 30-day goal. What is your 30-day goal? And then I have a little section here that says, these habits are important because, and then I went through because I want to remember, why am I doing this? Why does this even matter? Right? Your why behind what you're wanting to accomplish matters. And I encourage lots of whys to pull from. I'll refer to it as a why bank. So then in my planner, my life on purpose planner, 90 days, plan your life 90 days at a time. It's on Amazon. I got my planner out. This was yesterday. And I wrote my gratitude, wrote what I wanted to accomplish for the day, and reiterated my goals. And then on the journal page, I just kind of listed out, I wrote, I am committing to wellness. This was yesterday. And I listed out the things that I'm going to prioritize, which are things on my habit tracker. What are those things that I'm going to prioritize in this area that I'm committing to, my wellness? And whatever it is for you, if you are committing to something different or investing in something different, what are those things that you're committing to doing on a regular basis? And when I'm doing this, like, okay, I have no added sugar and no processed foods. Is that how I'm going to live my whole entire life? No, it's not. At some point, and probably at some point this month, I'm going to have added sugar. I'm going to have some kind of processed foods. But as a practice, I really don't want to be consuming added sugar and processed foods. I would like to eat whole foods that once we're alive, whether that's meat, vegetables, plants, whatever. Um, so ideally, you're setting yourself up not just to achieve a goal, but how do I want to live my life at at the level when I achieve the goal? Like, because the thing that's going to get you there is the thing that is also going to sustain you there. So what are the practices, what are the habits, what are the rhythms that I want to be incorporating and practicing in my life that are not just going to get me to that goal, but then help me to maintain that goal and to stay at that goal and to be that person, to be the person that wears size blah 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 or weighs within the range of whatever. So how do I want to set up my life? What are the things that I want to incorporate into my life in order to be that person? And I just think that matters because if you are just trying to reach a goal, then you can do some pretty crazy things to get there. But then once you stop, the weight goes right back up, right? So what are the things that I'm committing to just incorporating into my life? And then when I am transitioning from interested to invested or committed, I want to come up with thoughts that I want to practice. Again, my whys matter so much, reminding myself of why it matters. Why do I want to say no when I really want to say yes in the moment? Reminding me of why it's important, why my choices really do matter and impact who I am and what I'm casting votes for. Everything that we do is casting a vote either for the person that we want to be or not. And I want to be casting votes for a person who is taking impeccable care of herself. Which reminds me, that was one of my thoughts that I wrote down a lot. When I take impeccable care of myself, everything goes better. I can't remember exactly the thought. It was something along those lines. I have to go find that thought because it was a really good one. Um, so I just wanted to remind myself my body matters. This is the only one that I get. Being able to move with ease matters. As I'm aging, I'm feeling a little bit more stiff. It's not as easy to move as it used to be. And I wrote this, and it's up to me to take care of me, right? And then I wrote, I am so excited to feel better. I am so excited to fit back into clothes that I like that are hanging in this closet or up in bins. This is going to be amazing. How you talk about that thing that you are committing to or investing in, that matters. If I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this again, it's going to be so hard. My body hears those words and starts creating emotions that make it feel hard. I'm so excited to feel better. I'm so excited to fit back into clothes I like. This is going to be amazing. And then I reminded myself, I can say no to what doesn't serve me, and it will get easier and easier. And I wrote, I'm just being so transparent and honest and vulnerable. You're welcome for this. I wrote, I have so got this. God, I need your help. Kind of reminds me of, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. God, I have so got this. Please help me. So that's what I wrote down. So make a plan. Once you have decided that you're going to commit, make a plan. My plan is the things that I've listed out in my habit tracker. I'm using my planner to remind myself why I'm doing it, who I want to be, what it is I'm focused on. The habit tracker is great for that. This is reminding me every day when I look at it. I use it as the bookmark in my planner. this is reminding me what I'm focusing on. What are the things that I want to be doing? Who am I becoming? Who is it that I want to be? I want to be somebody who does these things. And why does it matter? And I use my planner for that to remind me of my goal. I write my goal down every day. I am reminding myself to stay in a mindset that is going to help me to stay on track, to help me to look forward to doing the things and remind me, like, yeah, at first it's going to be hard to say no to whatever it is. My daughter-in-law yesterday just made some gluten-free muffins. She baked them in the oven. They smelled delicious. She took them out. They looked delicious. I really wanted to try one. And I told myself, no, because I'm invested. I'm committed. Can I eat a muffin? Absolutely. If I write on my planner, I'm going to have a muffin today. And I follow that plan. Excellent. But yesterday, my commitment was no processed food, no added sugar. And I did it. And I get to put little hearts on all of my habit tracker things today. So have a commit, decide. It starts with a decision. Okay, I'm noticing that I actually do want to achieve this thing. I have been interested, but I have not been committed and invested. And I'm deciding I want to be invested. It's time. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to do the things. I'm ready to say no to things that in the moment I really want to say yes to. And I'm all in. I'm ready. And all in, not black and white, not all or nothing, but I am invested. I am committed. I'm not going to do it perfectly. And the expectation is never perfection. Perfection is not even attainable. So take it off the table. Consistency, practicing consistency, practicing doing the things. So commit, make the decision, make a plan, and shift your mindset and use tools that are going to help you. So if you have the mindset, it's going to be hard. I never have lost weight and kept it off. Oh, here we go again. Like that is not a helpful mindset. You want to shift your mindset into one that is abundance, growth, mindset oriented, that is helping you to operate from a place of desire, operate from a place of certainty, operate from a place of excitement rather than dread, restriction, disappointment, fear. Fear is a big one. So your mindset matters a ton when you're doing any of this work. And if you would like somebody to walk alongside you once you have decided to go from being interested in something to committed or invested in it, I encourage you, go schedule a right fit call and we can talk about whatever it is that you're wanting to incorporate into your life, to achieve, accomplish, become. And we can talk about how coaching can help that. And if you're feeling stuck and you just don't know, what you want or where you want to go from here, coaching is an excellent thing to at least explore. So a right fit call would be great for that. Thank you so much for being here on this. What is it? They're calling it yapping, a yap episode. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Remember that life coaching is life changing, one renewed thought at a time. I appreciate you.